Okay, so I've just had a really nice bath, and whenever I have a hot bath, I feel like I can think a lot more clearly. I feel like it's time just to think about things. And, I've said a lot of things in the last three videos, but yeah, I have to also point out that I don't know who I'm talking to. I know that the music industry know about me. Um, not too sure exactly who, but I know there's a lot of people in the music industry who know about me. And I think there's world leaders as well who know now, but I don't know when they found out. I don't know how much they know, how much they've been. Hopefully, they have been following me like normal everyday life because I don't know, I get paranoid, but whatever. Um, I know though that the biggest there's a huge population in area the Muslim area of the world. Um, and therefore, it's really important that I make a video more to them just because, you know, they have a lot of power when it comes to their people. And I think, when it comes to governments, I don't know who knows about me. I don't know who believes in me. Um, but, I said it in a video years ago that the Vatican helped me. I always felt bad about saying that because I don't actually know if the Vatican are helping me. The Pope, I don't know if he's helping me or not, but he is. I know he is. But do I know that he knows that he's helping me or how he knows he's helping me? So basically, I think a fall away needs to happen. And the best way to reduce the population, the fairest way is to do it by choice. Convince people that paradise is, you're only going to get to paradise if you die for Jesus, and that's what Christianity is about, making people prepared so that they are prepared to fight and die for Jesus. Like, I don't really want the fighting part, that can be kind of left out, and what did they say? If someone hits you, you're supposed to ignore it or something like that. Yeah, something if someone does wrong for you, you're supposed to just, I don't know, just pray that they meet God at one point or whatever. Just so no, try not to fight, but yeah, the best way is to convince people that what taking their life is the best way to get, or the only way to get into paradise, and that is the truth. If you want to get into heaven, the only way to do it is to take your life, and therefore it's important that there's a bunch of people who create this false religion of Jesus. But just in the same way that it's important for this religion to be created, the best way to lie is to believe your own lies. And therefore, I feel like there's a lot of people in the Vatican, whether they believe in me or not, is actually completely irrelevant. They need to believe in what they're preaching, they need to believe in their message. Okay, they might not have the true meaning or true answers. Please don't come in.
You got meatballs
Okay.
right here.
All right, later. I'm making a video. They need to believe. Close the door. They need to believe that they are, that they need to believe in what they preach, and therefore, I think there's a lot of people who are deceived into believing God the Father. And I think if they knew that it was me, they would feel terrible about everything they've done in their life. They haven't been worshiping that Babylon the Great. They've probably been putting her down. They've probably been insulting me in loads of ways. I don't care what people have been saying about me behind my back. All I care about is the outcome of what I'm doing. That is the more important thing. I feel like I've gone through absolute shit, but at the same time, I feel like I've gone through absolute shit for a reason, which is that Earth is going to be killed by humans if we don't do something. I went to a flower show, Hampton Court flower show, 2 3 days ago, and I spoke to this guy at this store. I think he was the Wildland Wetland, I think, or was it RSPB? It was one of the RS Nature Reserve or whatever. One of those stores. But yeah, he was saying that all the lists of all the problems of people cutting down trees and animals not having anywhere to go. People are taking the homes away from wildlife and stuff, and it's all true. It's all happening. And I pointed out that the only way to really resolve this problem is to kill people. And he was like, don't tell it. Make sure no one else hears you. And then he kind of admitted to me that there's actually quite a lot of people saying this same thing, and everyone knows it's the truth. Everyone who's awake knows that it's the truth. If they're told that people are destroying Earth, they'll be like, yeah, that's kind of the truth, isn't it? If you think about, just look at walk out the streets on bin day and just see how many bins there are going. Where is all this bin rubbish going? Just think, every single week there's a whole row of every single street on every single place in any city or town or whatever, think of all those bins. Where the hell is this rubbish going, and what's it doing? And humans are the biggest cause of they're going to kill themselves if we don't do something. And so giving people choice, and making people think that dying for Jesus is the only way to save the planet, which is the truth. Dying, I'm not Jesus, I'm just one part of Jesus. Jesus represents Jesus, us, as in all people. And yes, okay, I was a Leo and I died and I came back, but to be honest, I think there's loads of people who have, almost every single person who's died in the past, they've all been people who have died and they're going to come back. So they're all Jesuses. Everyone's a Jesus. But yeah, these religions are, going to be this. The religion is about God and what God's plan is, and the leaders, doesn't matter what they believe. If they believed it in the past, great, that's what they needed to believe, but they shouldn't now that I'm here. They should have the option, but even if they don't believe me, I don't give a shit. As long as you help get people to heaven, that's all I care. And I think the same can be said with the Muslim leaders. It's not fair. We don't want war. War is not good. If all the, I don't know, if all the European nations start attacking all the Muslim countries, it's going to cause war. The Muslim attacked countries are going to start attacking back. So the best way to resolve that is to try and get Muslim leaders on to hear what I have to say, and to believe what I have to say, and to realize that this isn't about saving their country. This isn't about saving their people. This is about saving the planet, which is far bigger than their country, far bigger than their people, far bigger than anything. And they also need to accept the fact that you might not actually be a Muslim, because if Muslims are, if the, if reincarnation is real, then the second you die, you're going to be born somewhere else, and you're going to believe whatever your parents believe, or you're going to be brought up to believe whatever your parents are brought up to believe. And so everyone needs to have this, stop with this, I'm this category because my parents are this category, and I'm this category because I'm born in this country. You need to all stop this nonsense. There's one planet, and it's good that you all have different ideas and stuff, because you can bring up all these different ideas together and create some sort of one world religion, one world society. And to be honest, religion is just believing in things that aren't really proven. And I think I have proved that I'm a Leo. I can't prove that there is a paradise, or that fairies are real, or that unicorns fly over, this flying unicorn. I can't prove that these things are real. So I guess that is a religion. A religion that I want to believe in, because I do believe in it. The power of Sabrina, that's my religion. It's a religion because I can't prove that I'm like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. In fact, I can't even prove that I'm what I look like when I'm in the spirit realm or whatever. There's a lot of things that I can't prove, and so that is counts as what my religion is. And if you don't believe my religion, I don't really. It's I don't care. You're here to live your life and to be smart, and yeah, but you can only live your life and be smart if there's a planet to be smart on and to have a body on. And I think in the direction that we're going, maybe you'll get one life more, but that's probably about it. And so yeah, whatever your past belief was, whether it was insulting Babylon the Great, or saying that Israel is not, can't be a woman or whatever, or saying Israel is saying bad things about Israel. I am Israel, and I yeah, it's complicated because I know you were thinking, whatever the dispute is, I don't care. I'm not for Jewish people. I am Jerusalem, or at least I was when I was Eve. I was born in Babylon. I believe I had my child in Jerusalem, and I lived in Jerusalem for most of my life. But it's just a place. It's not about the name. And yeah, my people started from there, but that's because all people started from there. Um, and yeah, it's more about thought and what you believe in your head. Okay, you might have believed in your head wrong things in the past, but there's good and bad, bad and good. And I think people believe in wrong things. I love people wearing clothing and decent clothing. Now, if Muslim people want to go back to their country and want to wear just white robes that look like they've just got out of bed or something, dressing gown robes, if you want to do that, you probably should do that, because it will encourage other people to think that everything's continuing on like normal, and everything's fine. Just carry on as you would normally carry on, even if you yourself don't believe that it's true. And there's nothing wrong with dressing gowns. I've got a few dressing gowns. Although I have a white dressing gown, but it's got sparkles all over it, which is quite Nice. But yeah, and I've got another one that actually looks like a unicorn, and it's got a big pink thing at the front. But anyway, ignore that. Um, you know, there's yeah. I'm just saying that whatever you believed in the past, um, it's not like I'm gonna my higher self's gonna forget about it, but at the same time, there's a lot worse people out there that believe worse of things. Um, and I think whether they can change, people can only change their belief if they want to change their belief. And the problem is that a lot of people don't want to change their belief. And even if a lot of people did change their belief and everyone started worshipping the goddess and everyone started, trying to seek happiness and wisdom, there's still going to be a sack of a ton load of rubbish each day. The rubbish bins that are outside every single street that you walk down every single week, they're still going to be there and they're all going to go somewhere. And it's not just London, it's all the cities. There's loads of cities all over the world. And then to think that, you know, there's, I don't know how many, there's a lot of people here. And people, if building houses, if you should make them look good. You should make them look good because that's how you have a good life. You have a good life by looking good, feeling good, and behaving good, and having a decent house and learning skills. And there's some places that are just really, really hot, and people shouldn't live in these places. They're not designed for people to live in. And I think they're really, really hot because God doesn't want people living there. And so if there is a mass reduction in populated areas, I would say welcome people. Welcome people who can accept the change or accept that, maybe things. I don't want Allah to continue. So accept people who can accept that Allah doesn't want to be called Allah. Um, if they can do that, and if they're wanting to, if they've got skills and stuff to offer, then yeah, bring any. I'm bringing just do whatever the governments want to do, and yeah, whatever democracy sides. Of course, if the rules are only applying to women, then it should only be women in the government that make the decisions. And likewise, if there's some legislations about, I don't know, men's penises or whatever, I don't think a woman should have a right to, even if they're in government, have a right to say on what should happen to men's penises. If there's rules that apply to only one sex, then only one sex should be allowed to make the decisions on that.